the programming challenges in the book Starting Out with Java, and we are in chapter 6, and the problem we are solving today is called Parking Ticket Simulator. It's problem 10 for in my book Starting Out with Java. So what we have to do, we have to simulate a parking ticket program, and here are the classes they say we have to create. The classes are ParkedCar class, ParkingMeter, parking ticket, and a police officer class. So first we have to create a parked car class, and we will do class parked car, and they say in the instruction for this programming challenge, they say we have to create a field for the parked car. The parked car class has a make, model, color, license number, and the minute is parked fields. So we'll say private string make, model, color, and license number. And here we have to create an int private field which will hold minutes parked. Then we have to create a constructor for this class. This would be an empty constructor, and just to save time, I would just use this generator function in the IntelliJ IDE. So I would right click and choose generate. So we'll generate a constructor for this class, and we will highlight all the member fields for this class and hit enter. And as you can see, it generated a constructor for us. Also, we have to generate getter and setter for this class for all the fields. Get make, set make, something like that. After we create this class, we have to create a ParkingMeter class, and we'll say class ParkingMeter. The ParkingMeter has only one field member, and it is called how many minutes we purchased. We'll say private int minutes purchased. We'll create an empty constructor, and we will do the same thing to generate the getters, setters, and the constructor. Say generate constructor. Also, we will generate a getter and setter for this class. After that, we have to create a parking ticket class. The cursor, what happened to the cursor? Okay, class. Then the parking ticket class has a couple of member fields. They say we have to create a make, model, color, and the license number. We already created the parked car object, so we'll use that object. Say parked car, and we'll say car. Also, they say we have to also use the meter, parking meter. Say meter, and we have to create a double that would store the fine if there is any. And before we finish this class, we have to create the police officer class underneath here. Class police officer, and the police officer has 2 private members which will hold the name and the badge. Say public police officer, an empty constructor, and we will generate the constructor for this police officer class, and you have to generate the setter and getter for this class as well. And we will come back for the police officer class, and in the parking ticket class, you have to create an empty constructor, and you have to create a constructor with 2 arguments. The first argument would be parked car, should be car, and the second would be the police officer, and you have to set the car to car, and you have to set the officer. First you have to create private police officer, and we have to store it with officer. After that, we have to generate getter and setter for this class. We'll say generate, and we will highlight all. And this class needs toString method to publish all the fields. Say toString, and we have to change a couple of things. Say car maker, say car get make, car model, car get model, car color, car get color, car license number, car get license number, fine, get fine, then you'll say officer name, officer get name, and lastly you'll say officer batch number, officer get batch, and we will just add a new line at the end. After we finish this class, we go down to the police officer class. The police officer class job is to know if the car is illegally parked. So the first method we have to create is to check that. We'll say public boolean is illegally parked. It will take a parked car, and it will take a parking meter, and we will say this boolean method will return true if the car get minutes parked is greater than meter get purchased minutes. If the minutes that the person bought is greater than the meter, the minutes allowed, this method will return true. And we have to generate a ticket if the car is parked more than the minutes allowed. We will say public parking ticket, generate ticket. It will take a parked car, and it will take parking meter, and we will say parking ticket new parking ticket. It will take car, and it will take this as an argument. It will take the car and the officer. I will use this because it refers to this class. After that, we have to check the remainder, the minutes that the car parked over the minutes allowed. If the car owner bought 15 minutes and his car was parked 1 hour, there would be 45 minutes extra. So we have to check that. Say int rm for remainder equal car get minutes parked minus meter get purchased minutes. So we'll say if illegally parked, if it's illegally parked, if the car is parked over time, it will take car and it will take meter. If this is the case, we have to create a ticket. Before that, we have to calculate the fine. We'll say if remainder is less than or equal to 60. If that's the case, we will say ticket fine is equal to 25. That's the number that they chose. Else, if the car was parked less than 60 minutes, the fine would be $25. If it is above that, then the ticket would be 25 plus 10 times remainder divided by 60. Then we have to return the ticket. So after we finish this class, this officer class, we have to create a method called simulate. Public void simulate. and you have to instantiate all the four classes that we created. The first one is parked car, new parked car, and we have to set the fields for this car class. Car set make, say Toyota. Car set model, Corolla. Don't know if the spelling's right. Car set color, say black. Car set the license, we'll add some random numbers, and say car set parked, minutes parked, let's say 105. After this, we have to create a parking meter object, and we'll say meter set minutes purchase. We only purchase 15 minutes, so 105 minus 15 would give us 90 minutes. So we parked 90 minutes more 90 minutes more than we are allowed to. So this car will be fined. And the next one would be police officer. Police officer. We have to set the name. We say Bob Baker. Officer badge number. It doesn't have to be a specific badge number, just make up something. Then we have to check if the car is illegally parked. We say if officer is illegally parked, we'll say car and meter. If that's the case, we have to generate a parking ticket. And the way we do that is parking ticket, we say officer generate ticket. It will take car and meter. Then we will say ticket generated, and you have to print the ticket information. After that, if there is no fine to give, which means the car is parked only 15 minutes, which is allowed, then you will say no ticket is needed. So after we finish this method simulate, we have to run the program by creating a main method and creating an object of this class. Sorry guys, my Mac battery died, so I plugged in the charger. So we will just test our program, and we will say we have to create an object of this class, which all the classes is nested. So just copy this and say parking ticket simulator, say BT new, and instantiate this. After this, we'll say BT simulate. After that, we have to run the program. As you can see, here is the information that they wanted. We said ticket generated. We printed the car maker, model, the color, the license number, define the police name and the badge number. So we accomplished the way they wanted. And if we change here in the simulate method, if we change, let's say the car was parked on just 40 minutes, it should only be $25 at this time. We run, and my computer is slow. As you can see, it's just $25, because if the minute is parked is less than 1 hour, it is just $25. If it's greater than 1 hour, it's calculated differently. So that would be it. We created all the classes here. We created the parked car, parking meter, parking ticket, and police officer class, and we tested as they recommended. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.